Hello everyone, Witchy again. Today we start a little of a mini series, a multiple video series about PI. On screen here in the Plenty Unity tab you see my one tune PI setup for few blocks. Don't do this if you have multiple characters. It's just for one character person that want to do some PI and their own industry, like reactions with few. So this would be a setup for you. What I prefer to do is, first of all, thinking about the tax structure of PI of your corporation or alliance. We in Goonswarm Federation, yes, I'm part of Goonswarm Federation, have a rule that basically all planets have a 5% PI tax, besides the first barren or temperated system. This would be the like factory planet of the system, so it gets a reduced tax of 1% instead of 5. That's a huge saving, especially if you do like P3 or P4 PI. If you're not limited one system, I would suggest having at least the adjacent ones to your corp staging or your PI industry location in consideration, because you can mostly get more yield or way better yields using one jump out. So what I personally do, my corp staging in this time would be like Y tag set that and compute. There's a reason I recorded this for the 4th time already, because my brain just stops computing. You see my corp staging here. And I also added the adjacent systems. And if you're in a bigger alliance or like a corporation that use one system mainly, someone will already have grabbed all the PA data. If you don't have this information, or no one did it, you can just go here, write down the planet's name, planet type, and like write this down in a spreadsheet. That's what I do mostly. Go to the next planet, add this data, go to the next planet, add this data, continue. It adds up a lot. It will in the end look like something like this. This is like system name, planet number, planet type tags. Why I don't have this written? Oh. System, planet number, planet type, and tax rate. So these are the systems I took in consideration, and now we get to a very colorful sheet. It's basically what I said I do. It's like I write down all the densities of all PIs on all planets. It gives you a list like this. This is color coded and it looks not so worse in dark mode and light mode. I'm a dark mode person, so it looks like blue, purple here. If you turn it to light mode, it looks like this. It's like green, red, yellow, and some tones in between. I turn it back because I don't want to burn my eyes. And basically a rundown of like all planets that contain all of these PIs. So you see we have tons of water planets, we have tons of reactive metal, we have tons of electrolytes. Actually down here you see how often we have it in this planet, or like in the system, so how often we have each type of PI. So then you pick just the higher. If you just want to do like one PI, maybe option A limit you to one system and you just take the highest densities you can get. Like if you wanted to go for the system exclusively, you could go like this PI, this PI, that would be 4, 5, 6. Wait, this is not working. So you could go like this one and this one. So you have your 6 PIs you just wanna mine for money without much interacting with it. So we could go this section. Would work. If you just wanna have an easy PI access to sell it, this is an option. Pick the one system, go through the highest yields and just mine it. Maybe compare it with price before you focus on something. For me, as someone that uses multiple systems, I end up with something like this. like P1 system planet number and density. So this would be the final result from the highest yields of this spreadsheet. So you can use this. You could just have multiple characters, like one planet on the first character, and then go like down. Is it 15? Basically, you can just use 3 characters with 5 planets each. Go for all of the P1s. Done. Would work. With the text structure we have set up in Goon Swarm, I use a bit of a different idea. I prefer having 2 different P2s generated by each character. So it would look more like this. Take the left one. So to build biocells, you need biofuels and precious metals. The best yielding planet for biofuels would be this one. The best yielding planet for precious metals would be this one. This contains a lot of inter-system hauling, so you need to jump gates a lot to do. So what I like to do, because I'm very lazy and I just want to have an easy, fast access to it. It don't need to be like the best yield, it just needs to be a good yield for a fair amount of work. Like I mentioned in the lazy to omega video. So what I did, I picked 2 systems which allow me to build everything. Every P2, and most of them in the same system. Like for example, when you check here, biocells again. This is a good system, a good planet for biofuels. And this is a good planet for precious metals. They are both in the same system. So with the text structure in place, that the first baron gets reduced text. It's the first baron in temperate actually. I can use planet 4 to mine biofuels. I can use planet 5 to mine precious metals. Move it all to the baron that has reduced tax, and then just have factories on the planet to turn this both P1s to P2. If you go further on this, you add like 4 factories that do the P1 to P2 thing, and you add like 1 extractor and a launch pad with 2 factories adjacent to produce one of the P1s on the system, on the baron. So you also get some yield from the planet too, because the higher the factories go in tier, the less power grids they consume, the more CPU they consume. So you can balance it a bit around having some extraction going on the planet while still having factories. And if you go full, depending on your extraction cycle on the P11 and P12 planet, you can adjust the amount of factories and also adjust the amount of extractors you can run on the baron. So this would be my overview for my local area I want to work in. Corp staging +1. Green ones is corp staging. Teal ones are ZMV. And you see some pactions in this sheets, like 2 purples and 1 yellow. The 1 yellow basically says it's a planet that can build the P2 in one go. This basically would open up 2 more planets to do any P1 you wanna. The other things, the teal ones, or the pinkies how I like to call them, are not able in these 2 planets to be built in the same system, so you need to haul it at least once through a gate. Not a big of a deal, it's only 1 jump, so I go with it. This is basically how I do my rundown on which PI I place where. So this was just the first part of. I will go over the setups I later and basically show you my P2 and P3 to P4 setup, my raw to P2 setup, and my P1 raw to P1 setup. That's basically all setups you need. That was a proper working PI. A little side note, I use 7 days extraction cycles. This means I have not so huge yields coming in. And I'm focusing more on like doing my PI once a week or once a month. But we set the extractions once per week, and once per month I go collecting and moving it around. This has a bit of an impact of how many factories I have on each planet, especially on the Baron. Basically I have one extractor running with full capacity, extracting something from the low percent text planet, while having like 2, maybe 3, depends a bit, factories actually doing the P11 and P12 to P2 thing. It's a bit about personal preference, and if you go for like the industry way, you don't, at least I don't need like to have the best yields. I just want to have everything available when I need it, just throw it in if I need it. I have one character which uses 4 barons, or like 4 systems, to do like Tech 2 to Tech 3, so for example robotics. So I have one planet, basically if I have a demand of robotics, I just throw in tons of robotic materials. I think it's consumer electronics and electronics and mechanical parts. Then I just dump a bit in and have it one for like a week. Then I go back when I need it, I just can grab it. Or like the P4 you need for capital ships, for example, or for crab beacons. I have a planet for 3 P4s and 1 for 4 P4s. I will show you the layouts in the next video, or like in the next video regarding PI. But this is just showing you the spreadsheet part of where I decide where to place my planets. And mostly for me, it's not about the best yield, it's about the less, put it in less work. So this was it for me for the first part of this video. I hope you could grab some information out of it and understand my point of doing my PI. For the layouts we go to the next video. Thanks you all for watching. If you have any comments, please drop them down in the comment section. I love to talk about things in EVE a lot, and I'm always up for suggestions on what to change on my videos also. So feel free to join us in the comment section. Waits out.